right.
Good morning, Chill. Are you streaming? Are we streaming?
Now we are.
God, I didn't recognize you without your glasses, Chill. You got to put them back on. I mean,
I'm cleaning them, yes.
all right.
Well, yes, I do wear them regularly when I'm at the computer, so you'll see me with them all the time. But
Indeed. There we go.
when I'm like walking about,
Now
I don't
you
do it so
again.
much.
Or the new you. You in studio mode, Chill, and everyone else?
Yes.
I am.
Okay.
Are we recording
Morning,
yet?
everyone. Or whatever. This is episode 290 in the age of Kotet. We are all ruling the galaxy, or we will when we get through the first 9 chapters on whichever characters. Whichever characters we've got to level 70 will be ruling the galaxy, etc. Hopefully you're all enjoying it. I'll talk more about my own experience, but I've only got through chapter 1 so far. Those chapters seem meatier than the Kotfi ones.
Oh, that first one. I'm at the end of 2, I think, and that first one was definitely long. Yeah. But I mean, it's good. It definitely is longer than the other one.
They are pretty long, all of them.
Would it be sacrilege if I said that the segment where you pilot the walker was actually kind of tedious? Maybe it was just my latency, because it just didn't play very well down here.
No, I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
okay.
that was like one of the best parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just me. I'm sorry. All right, let's just make sure. I think we're all good to go. I am tweeting out.
Okay.
Remembered. Yes, I'm surprised.
I hit
too.
record.
Oh, yeah. Oliver, are you recording?
Yes, I am recording.
And Chill is always recording.
Yeah.
Everyone's recording their correct device. Tuesday, you've this up.
Yeah, well, since I've gotten this mic, it always takes precedence over the other mics. So because
Excellent.
I have
Am
that
I
mixture
recording?
that goes through.
Yes. All right.
I tried turning down the encoding a little bit.
Your gain does seem a little bit higher than usual,
Yeah.
by which I mean volume.
Test.
Actually, you do seem really loud.
Okay, I don't know why that would be exactly. but
Oliver, can you talk?
Oh, hold on a
close
second.
to
I'm
my mic.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah,
Just checking your
I think
volume.
Jill is
That's
a
all.
bit loud. Yeah.
Yeah, yours.
Test,
is a
test,
little
test.
low.
Is
Can
that
you-
better?
Anyway, you can bump it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, good call. I am not recording from the proper device.
Knew it. I knew it.
I'm gonna.
Well,
restart-
I was messing with my
restart the
stupid
stream
camera
at a
earlier, so
little
that's
lower
probably
setting.
why. All right, just 1 second. Sorry.
Boy. See, that's why we check. Yes, my profession. You just don't make assumptions, because when you do, people up. Right, you good, Chill?
Yeah, it's still giving me the high encoding CPU usage, but I think that because it's only a quarter of my screen, it should be okay at the lower setting. I'm hoping.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be freezing quite as much visually.
God, when's your new PC coming back? Oh, yeah.
It's on its way back, likely on Monday, if I can get it. But UPS loves to deliver when you're away at work or doing other
Hold on a
things.
second.
Yeah.
So when I actually get a hold of it, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Tuesday just wandered off.
Why is this controlling my mic? What's controlling my mic?
I was in studio mode and I noticed something controlled my mic as well, and that disturbed me greatly.
Yeah.
Just going to exit out of Skype. Not that should have done it.
Let me go to properties and see if I'm...
Now, meanwhile, let us just briefly entertain you with, I don't know, we don't really do that kind of thing. We will be starting shortly. Remember, this is the live version of the show. What's up, Phil?
That's just funny what you said.
Oh, yeah.
We don't normally do that.
We're here for the news, damn it. In our post-truth world, I guess we can just make crap up, really, about the game.
I can't get it to not default from my stupid cam.
But you are recording the correct device? Because it should...
No, I'm not. It's not.
You can't change the device?
I changed it and it's not picking up. Hold on, let me turn it off and turn it back on again.
We always recommend.
I had it going before the show, or at least I thought I did. Of course. Sorry.
Fascinating radio. Just so. Well, it's not really radio, is it? So what else is happening in the world? Oh, actually, we don't talk about that, do we?
Another thing we don't talk about.
What's happening down here in Australia? Not much, really. It's just really hot. There's some sort of heat wave happening here on the east coast of Australia. I've got some fantastic ducted air conditioning happening right here, and it's nice and cool. So, but outside,
Well,
actually, what is the
isn't it
temperature?
summertime in Australia?
Yeah, we're talking about the weather. We will be talking about Knights of the Eternal Throne in just a second. Have no fear. It is currently... It's only 26 degrees outside. That's
okay.
actually not bad. I should open the windows. But... So that is 79 Fahrenheit.
Test.
The forecast is 33 today, which is 33 is 91 Fahrenheit.
Test.
Is that hot?
Test.
I guess you would say it is.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, you are recording the correct device now. You are sure. You were sure last time.
Test. Why is this changing? Something's taking control of my mic, Tio. I don't know what it is. I have it on studio.
Something's changed.
Test. Yeah.
Your
and I
sound
turned
is
off.
fairly constant.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
All right,
Oh, there it went down again. Damn it.
God help me. There's no easy fix for this because I actually have to manually re-level because it's such a massive difference in gain, just one notch, and
yeah.
Okay, so you're using your usual browser.
Everything's normal.
Yeah. Okay.
I get maybe it must be because I'm hosting. I guess that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, I can stream as well. Do you want to try that?
You want to try streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah. My stream is all freezy anyway visually because it's
that's fine.
Too high on the CPU. All right, I'm stopping the stream so that you can start it.
Yeah. Let me just preview everything here. Oh, that looks terrible. Yeah, I made my Hangout window smaller than usual. Sorry, everyone. This is the usual technical fun we have.
All right, we'll.
If you ever need someone to host stream and so on, once in a while, I can also help out.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me do some live talking and see if it reduces the gain now that I've closed OBS. Test. Yeah, now it's... Oh, wait. No, it did change. Damn it. All right.
I think we're streaming now. Sorry about everyone on Twitch. God. Yeah, okay. All right. We'll be going shortly. I was hoping this would be, guess what, a short show.
Test.
So naive.
Okay. Let's hope.
Yes. All right. Are we ready to go?
Sure.
We're gonna have to deal chill. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrink this a bit so I can see this more often.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I will. I'll keep it on there so I can boost it back up whenever it tries to go down. Okay. Going in 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast that needs 3 minutes. Okay, 2.5. This is episode 290 being recorded on Thursday, December 1st, 2016. I'm your host, Jill, with our producer and co-host, Tio. Hi, Tio.
Hey, guys.
And our guests today are Kuze and Aleva. So, Kuze, it's been a little while. How have you been and what you been up to? Can't hear you, T.
Is someone muted? Kuze, you're muted.
Kuze, we can't hear you.
You're not talking.
God, my microphone's bouncing around a lot.
Yeah, looks like your Hangout is pointing at the wrong device. Better check the settings on that, Kuze. Oh God, Shell, that was awful. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
The settings? Yeah. Test. Let me test it again. I'm forcing it to except only the Samsung microphone.
Do you want to redo the?
I might have to.
That was bouncing all over.
Test. Yeah, and I was even holding it down.
Oh, Christ.
Doesn't help. No, let's do it. Let me restart. Okay, I'm going to restart this guy.
Right. So, we thought we were starting the show. We haven't had a rough one like this for a while.
Well, it happens.
Kuze, what is going on? We were listening to you just a second ago. It's alright, I hadn't actually started recorded when I said my bit anyway, so I'm just going to stop and we'll start over.
Okay, I'm stopping mine as well.
What's up down under? Well, it's hot. The government's a bit crap, but, you know, the Australian government's fairly harmless as a general rule. What else is happening? Yeah, nothing really. They've got a hostile Senate. They've got a whole bunch of these people from minority parties, like, controlling the balance of power, and so nothing really gets through. Yes.
All right. Shall we just start that over and see? No, it's still moving it.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I don't know what's moving it.
Thank you. I just had to restart the stream because after switching all those mics and stuff around, for some reason, it got confused and it wasn't picking up the right stuff.
Okay.
But Audacity is recording properly.
Okay.
Yeah, I just started my Audacity over.
Tio, I'm going to try to... Oh, fuck. No, it's still doing it.
Do you want to try it in the other browser? Do you want to just see if Chrome actually...
I'll try it. Yeah, I'll try it in Chrome.
Alright. Most government's crap. Yes.
Would you like
Just waiting
me
for
to,
our equivalent of Brexit or Trump. What could that be? I don't know.
Would you like me to restart Audacity back over again?
Oh yeah. We haven't
Okay,
actually
I'll stop it.
started yet.
It's not my fault, Tio.
No, it's not. It's fine. It's not Chill's fault either. It's just something's misbehaving.
Yeah.
I know, Miner.
Test. So far, so good. We'll see.
Sounds better.
Maybe this will keep it at 9 at where it needs to be on the settings. Okay, well, so far no changes. So I guess it was.
It will wait.
Yeah, Firefox.
That's fine.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
We'll start it over.
Good.
Everyone ready? Everyone's still recording.
Ready.
Alright,
Still recording.
You started. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast that needs 3 minutes. Okay, 2.5. This is episode 290 being recorded on Thursday, December 1st, 2016. I'm your host, Jill, with our producer and co-host, Tio. Hi, Tio.
Hey guys.
And our guests today are Kuze and Aleva. So, Kuze, it's been a little while since you've been on the show. What you been up to?
Pretty good. And I would have to say that intro is probably the best one for the show, except for the 2 to 3 minutes probably could be extended to maybe 10 to 15.
Yes, today especially.
Because of the technical difficulties we've been having. I won't bore you with the 5.0 stuff, but I did reach DVL rank Eternal, so I got the companion, so that's nice. I joined one of our hard mode raid groups and did a little bit of hard mode raiding, so that was fun before 5.0 dropped. Since 5.0 dropped, I had a operations character that I wanted to level up first, but I decided to do Kuze first, my main character, throughout the game, just because, it's the main character throughout the game that I just wanted to, level up first, to always be that first one. So I leveled him through. I decided to try Legendary, and let's just say I got to Chapter 2, and I've been stuck there since 5.0 dropped. I decided to go out and level up to 70, get my companion up. I'm stuck. I think it's on the last boss in Chapter 2, but I almost had him right before the show.
Right?
Yeah, veteran.
The harder one, anyway. The two that are available now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I've been trying that. Chapter 1 was good. It was a nice challenge. Everything was fun and good to go. And then as soon as I hit Chapter 2, I started getting stuck right off at the first bat, and then also at the last boss. But I'll get over it. That's the fun of the game. I'm glad it's challenging. I'm glad it's hard. I have to CC. I have to focus target and everything else to get through it. So it's actually been pretty fun.
Nice.
One thing I did do before I started 5.0 is I did a bunch of space missions, of course, that I sent in a tip for some of that stuff. So when I actually started 5.0, I had 17 missions to turn in.
Wow.
Very cool.
It wasn't as much XP as it was from the 55 to 65, but it did give me a level and probably about a quarter. So I started off the chapters at 66 and a quarter. I'm 68 now, but I finished up to 70. But anyways, the Kotet's been fun, and we'll talk about the rest once we get to it.
All right. Excellent. Aleva, how about you?
I've been doing great as well. It's been all about Star Wars: The Old Republic all week,
Of course.
and I am flying all the way up there, just completely nerdgasm all the way through. I think it's been an amazing expansion, and I've had a lot of fun with it. And as Koo said, that you go to veteran and you actually get the challenge. You can't clear, you die all the time, and for once it's amazing to die over and over.
Excellent.
I don't even want to tell you how many
It's really
times I
great.
died. It's kind of pathetic.
Me too. And I thought I was so overpowered, and then, yeah, you get slapped to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's been all about that, and it's been going really great also for the stream with it. So everyone is just hyped about it right now. So it's been really
Yeah.
good.
Have you been all the way through all the chapters then?
Yes, I have cleared all of it already.
Very nice. Well, now you gotta wait till next year.
Chill.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Your mic is very staticky.
Yeah.
Is something not connected properly? You want to quickly check the wiring? Just a plug come undone or something? That's what it sounds like.
No, it seems to be normal.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, you were really anyway, doesn't matter.
Huh. Okay.
That
Well, it
fixed
seemed
whatever it was.
seemed normal.
It's good.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it fixed itself.
Yes.
All right. And Aleva, was there anything else? I kind of lost track there.
Yeah, but I think we'll get more into it when we start talking about the
Right.
expansion anyway.
Fair enough. All right, Tio, how about your week?
Well, firstly, I'll just mention that we've purchased our tickets for Rogue One, as probably a lot of people have as well.
Yeah.
We're going to see it on the
Yeah.
Thursday evening. We're going to see it gold class, of course. So that will be awesome. Yes, it's just a couple of weeks away now, so very much
Yeah.
looking forward to that. Now, Knights of the Eternal Throne, of course. I've only played through Chapter 1 so far.
Mm-hmm.
I did kind of enjoy it. I really liked the classic crawl at the beginning. I
Yep.
did want to mention again the ellipsis at the end, the 4 dots instead of 3. That's always been a hang-up of mine. Every single Star Wars crawl ends with 4 dots,
Right.
not 3. And it's just
Not-
a thing, and I
it's-
know it is. but
Yeah.
It gets me every time. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but it may be sacrilege, but my experience of the part of Chapter 1 where you pilot a walker is, well, I didn't really enjoy it because the controls, it was very laggy, and I suspect that has a lot to do with the latency down here in Australia.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but for me personally, it was kind of painful.
Well,
But yeah, it was a good beginning, but geez, it was long because it was saying that it's probably longer than Chapter 2. But yes, it's set thing up, and I'm looking forward to getting through all 9 chapters. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's,
I was gonna say the thing with the lag, as I've noticed that too as well. That's
A lot
one of
people
my
talk
issues.
about it, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure we'll get to it. But yeah, the lag has been definitely heavy. So I don't think it's just you down there. I think it's across the board because that's one of the reasons that. So in that fight, I get to a certain point, I'm making it, and I'll either die because of my incompetence or I'll die because of lag. So it is definitely in the game. It's not just you,
It's
or at
probably
least
because
your
there's
region.
so many people on the servers at the moment.
that makes sense.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. All right, and finally, I did want to mention that our missing guild ship, the Viz Fidelis, is back. It actually, I think it did reappear and then disappeared again. And the reason for this, well, Dredd, one of our deck officers, put in a ticket with customer support, and they actually got back to him and linked to a thread on the official forums that talked about it. Now, what apparently happens is that a character who was in your guild and held a gold key, decorating key, logs out. Anyway, that's the theory at the moment. And when they do that, and who is no longer in the guild, when they do that, the guild ship disappears. Now, there's two ways to get it back. Firstly, wait for a server reset. That will always bring it back, and it did when Game Update 5.0 went live. And the second way is to have a character with a gold key on the guild ship, so that if it's disappeared, when you log into that character, they will still be on the guild ship. What they have to do is pick up a piece of furnishing, any deco basically, and put it back down again, and that will bring it back for everyone else.
So if someone's got a character just parked there now, essentially. A couple of people do, probably.
Yes. Chill, you really broke up badly then. I don't know what's going on.
Huh. Okay.
Is he sounding okay to everyone else? Or is it...
No, it's broken up
No.
for me as well.
It sounds like the internet.
Okay, I don't know what that would be. Huh.
Are you running something really high CPU in the background? I don't know if it's... Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's just a hangout, which means that your recording will be fine and clean.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's direct.
Yeah, is it loud even when I'm not talking?
It's just
there's a
staticky
slight
when you
sound.
talk. Only when you talk. Do you want to restart your hangout?
Sure.
Yeah, let's try that. When in doubt.
Whip it out? Oh.
Alright.
Not that.
Alright, so how far have I got? Oh, yes. So anyway, yes, we basically have to park someone, and I put the Guildmaster character onto the guild ship, and other deck officers have done the same. I've given guild keys, gold keys to as many people in our officer ranks as I can, and so a few will be parked there, so if this happens again, it'll be easy to get it back. Of course, ideally they should fix this, because it's a bit of a pain in the ass. And the final thing I wanted to mention about this was the interface for issuing said gold keys. Now, I've talked about this before, how terrible it is, and yeah, well, it's now that they've increased the limit of characters in a guild from 500 to 1,000, and Ootini Knights is certainly getting up there. The list of characters that you give the keys to is completely unsorted, as I've said before. Unsorted. So if you want to give it to a particular character, well, you literally have to scan through page after page, and each page shows 10 names. So imagine you've got 700 characters in your guild, and you want to find one person, and you've just got to click through an unsorted list. Not alphabetical order.
That's odd. Why doesn't it work the same way as the regular strongholds when you're trying to give somebody a key to where you just type their name in?
I don't know, Kuze. Why don't we ask Ryan and they can actually fix it?
And the other weird thing about it is, it's just the Republic ship. Like everybody else that I saw that had a bug for this same thing where the guild ship is disappearing, it was just always the Republic ship.
Right. Yeah,
I haven't.
It hasn't happened on the other side. But
Yeah.
again, if
well, normally their bugs are always leaning towards the Republic side for some reason.
Alright, chill. It did not fix it.
It did not fix it. Okay.
Alright, so next thing I'd like you to do is restart your system.
Alright.
I know that will take a few minutes, but...
What about switching to a different browser? Google Chrome versus Firefox?
I've already done that once to fix one thing. I don't really have a lot of other
I thought
options.
you went from Explorer to Firefox, so I didn't know you tried Google.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay. This is going to be a nightmare to edit, I can tell already. Alright, so I'm wondering if we should jump straight into the news, because this will take Chill a while to set up. What I might do is actually read through all the tips.
Cool.
And then I'll just edit in Chill's week when he gets back. Alright, let's do that. Our first tip is from our old friend Karanome, also known as Lee, who we met at the Utini Cantina in Las Vegas a couple of years back. And he's actually got 3 individual tips. So his first one is, Kuze used the general XP boost in his PvE space tip, but currently 3-hour XP boosts are going for 500,000 credits, and 1-hour PvE space boosters are going for a couple of 100,000, and PvP for not much more than that. So even if you're doing one 5-minute space mission, you can afford the space XP boost. there you go. Use the more specific XP boosts if you can find them.
I was actually going to bring that up, and I thought about that yesterday when I was doing my run through to 70 because I couldn't finish chapter 2 on veteran, so I decided to go level to 70. I was thinking maybe my level would help out with some gear and stuff like that, so I did some crafting as well to try to help that out to get me through that. But when I was going through the space missions, I was using those generalized experience boost, and I was like, you know what, I should probably throw in a tip just like you did here, which is good on Caranum, to use the space XP boost instead. But if where I get mine from is I bought a package. I think it came from the Origin site, and every new character that I create comes with it gives me a box of 5 general XP boosts. So I still had 5 left over on him when I opened up my email. So it was easy to get to, but this is a good tip, and I was going to mention it. So yeah, cool. Definitely. And I did level from 68 to 70 fairly quickly through the space missions too. I think it probably took just one round of all the operation type space mission quests, and that was up to 70. So not too bad.
Okay. All right. Caranom's second tip is you can now send out 8 companions on crew skill missions. Woohoo! So you really want 9 rank 50 companions, so you can keep 8 toiling for you while still having a combat companion. By the way, the Odessan rank 6 gifts are now 250,000 credits, so just like real life, be smart about how you buy your affection. 8 companions. 8. You really want 8 rank 50 companions? That's a lot of gifts. My first up. Oh. Alright, and Karen's third tip is, for your interest, summing the numbers in Dolphy, you get tier 2, that's command rank tier 2 gear. Sorry, you get tier 2 gear from the Galactic Command System at Galactic Command rank 90, and tier 3 gear at 180. Remember, the highest is 300, which takes, so 180 takes, alright, so respectively, rank 90 will take 274,741 command XP, and tier 3 will take 670,000 command XP. And the top rank, rank 300, is 1.23 million command XP. Now, I've heard some estimates that if you like playing non-stop or something, in terms of just, well, regular play, several hours a night, it would still take you like a year or more to get to command rank 300. It was something crazy.
Yeah, I think that's what the quest was.
Yeah,
I think
you're
so
right.
too.
Yeah. Though they said once you reach command rank 300, you can still get crates just by yeah, okay, but that's you're going to take it's going to be a long time before you actually get there. So yes, it is the grindiest grind that there ever was, but again, that's the point. People were asking for things to do and a reason to do them. Yeah. There you go. It's going to be real. It's going to be a while before people are in those higher tiers of gear. It also depends how quickly you can get command XP through hard and nightmare mode operations as well.
And there's also a bug currently that I saw through the dev post that the bonuses aren't working in the command XP or whatever. Yeah. Yep. But I was still I'm up to rank 5, and I just did a couple. I know it progressively gets higher throughout the ranks that you go, but in the beginning, at least, like it seems like it's going fairly quick. And I've already got one set piece, and I'm rank 5, and excellent. It's a 230 gear, 228. I think it's 230 with the set piece. So that's, I mean, that's good enough to run operations with. So not bad.
Yeah. All right. Our second tip is from our old friend Jeremy. That's Warchild, and he says the quickest way to level 70 in just 25 minutes, in fact, is to do the first boss in 8-man Dread Palace with a raid group. The minimum size he recommends for the group would be about 6 players, 1 tank, 2 healers, and 3 DPS. Just kill the ads, then slash stuck when she comes down, rinse and repeat with XP gear and boosts on, of course. Half an hour and you're level 70. Now, the reason, of course, to get straight to level 70 is then you can do the chapters and earn command XP. In fact, do anything and earn command XP. So just getting to 70 is your first step. You get no command XP prior to level 70. So that's the point. And he also says don't do 60 man as the ads just have too much health and you would slow you down. So anyway, I was wondering whether this was a kind of an exploit, but I don't think so. It seems
It's not an
legitimate.
exploit. It's not an exploit,
No,
but
it's just
to
you're
be,
playing the
to be
game.
honest, my own personal opinion is just why in such a rush? You know, I took my time doing all the chapters without even thinking about getting to 70.
Ah, yes.
And
But
I
you need to get that
enjoyed my
sweet,
time.
sweet Command XP, Oliver. That's why.
I enjoyed my time compared to so many other people.
That's fair. I've got to
But
admit,
how
I'm in no
can you
hurry either.
complain
So
there's nothing to do if you don't hurry up and get there first and do everything? Then there's just no room for complaining.
that's true.
There's always room for complaining, apparently.
It seems like if you're able to get there within 25 minutes of just killing those ads over and over again, that if you actually finish the complete op, I wonder what what level you would be by the time
That's
you
the
finish
point.
the op.
It just may be a little challenging, given you are bolstered in story mode. He didn't say what mode it
Yes,
was
and
in.
you're probably still bullshit. You know, the story modes, if they're still the same as they were before 5.0, there's no real mechanics. Everything's just tank and spank for the most part.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be too bad.
indeed. All right, third tip is from Kiosp, first time tipper, I believe. I'm not sure whether this tip has been said before, but in the Tatooine Stronghold, it can be annoying to get about, especially going from the lower level and outdoor areas back to the main compound. However, using the /stuck command, you can instantly move from any part of the stronghold back to the starting area. I believe this works for all strongholds, however, and I found it to be the most useful on Tatooine, which is a bit of a pain to get around, and he's right. And I wish
Totally
I'd
agree.
read this a few days ago, because I wanted to do exactly that. Get back to the top in Tatooine. Thank you, Kiosp. Alright, so that's the tips, and, well, when Chill gets back, we'll get him to do his week, and do the intro, and then announce a winner. Let me just see if he said anything. Oh my god.
Yeah, so veteran mode is for real.
Yes,
Man.
it is.
Those bosses in Chapter 2 are kicking my ass. I think it's the
Well,
last 3.
it has to be said on my playthrough. Something happened after chapter 5 that it reset mine and made it veteran for chapter 6, which I had no idea about when I went through. And then all of a sudden you get to a certain point where you have to kill something, and it ripped me apart, and I wasn't prepared. It was hilarious.
Oh man. So what character did you run through on? You got through chapter 2
Sorcerer.
on veteran sorcerer. Okay.
I'm on sorcerer. Yes, that's my main character.
Okay. I think that's the people that I saw in some of the forum posts. They were on sorcerer or a jug tank, and they're getting through just fine. I'm on a commando heals, and it's not going very well at the moment, so I might have to switch to another character or something.
I'd recommend going DPS.
But everything throughout the game up until 5.0, I always soloed with that character, and I was able to get through flashpoints at level by myself. And it's not turning out this way now. So.
No, it's all of a sudden quite difficult.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it actually is.
All right, shall we start going through the news, and then we'll just hop back?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm envisioning right now before you start, Chill is like frantically running through his house for a fire extinguisher, and he's just like blowing out his computer because it's in flames right now.
Poor thing. It's not actually working that hard now. Should be okay. All right, where were we? All right. So, the big news is, of course, Game Update 5.0 went live on Tuesday morning, and early access to Knights of the Eternal Throne has begun. Yes. So, and there's the patch notes, as we mentioned last week. We were told they're going to be long. They weren't kidding. We are going to go through a lot of it. We are not going to even touch the class changes, because they're all in there too and actually form at least half. And so we may go through that later. A lot of them are very specific to each individual class. So yeah, we will get there. But before we do, I just did want to mention that the DVL event, the Dark vs. Light event, did indeed end with Game Update 5.0. Everyone had right up to the last minute to get it done. And, well, there were some people who were hoping, beyond hope, that the wording of the achievements associated with the DVL event mentioned that you could do it with a character created during the Dark vs. Light event. Only a couple of them actually said had to be achieved during the event itself, and so people were hoping maybe, just maybe, if you were past the ones that required to be done during the event, which I think we're only just get to level 25 and level 50, just those basic ones, everything else could be done after the event completed, if you had DVL characters. But no. All your DVL achievements were reset with Game Update 5.0 in case they want to do it again in the future. So yes, if you weren't finished as of Game Update 5.0, you're done, basically. So it was a idle hope, which has been crushed, brutally crushed. So, yes. Now, as far as your rewards, you will get them on Friday or perhaps Saturday. We'll see. Rather than straight away. So, even though the DVL achievements have all been reset, you will still get your rewards. So,
Everyone
next
has
week,
been
when
in
it turns out
panic.
you didn't because they screwed up somehow, you will probably get them the week or two later. But you will eventually get them. Have no fear. All right, Chill, are you back?
Guess that's a no.
No.
Oh, God, technical difficulties. All right. So anyway, with no further ado, let's get on with the actual patch notes themselves. So, what do we all think about the new interface, by the way? The way they've rearranged the menus so that you've got everything as a pull down in the sort of little compressed menu up the top.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's more manageable. The only thing that annoyed me was that they reset some of my keybinds to things that I'm using while I'm fighting to all of a sudden be part of that. So I had to do that over again.
I found it a little disturbing. I do like the way they've added in extra options like collections and stuff, so it's all just there and easy to get to. That's kind of cool. Of course.
I know this is probably most people probably use the keyboard shortcuts to get to their menu options, but I always navigated through the menu. So for me at first it was a little jarring because I always had it going vertical on the far left-hand side of my screen, and I had my
Me too.
chat window bumped up against it. So now if you do that same option, if you mouse over it, it overlays underneath the chat window so you can't get to the options that you want to get to. So I had to move it around and put it somewhere else, but it also is forcing me to actually use the keyboard shortcuts versus navigating through the menu. Also, the bug where it's not allowing you to view your crafting missions and stuff like that, going through the menu, I'm having to use the keyboard shortcut, so that's forcing me to use the keyboard as well. But I don't know if that's in your notes anywhere, or should I re-mention it now?
All right, we'll get there probably.
Okay.
So anyway, the main event is, of course, the 9 chapters of Knights of the Eternal Throne. As per usual OotiniCast policy, we will not spoil anything, and we probably never will, unless we have a spoiler cast. So yes, suffice to say, the feedback I have heard from many people around the social medias is that it's excellent and a great story, and people really enjoyed it. I saw a fantastic screenshot from Shadow, that's Larry Everett, of Nathema, and wow, I'm looking forward to seeing it myself, and I'm also looking forward to finding out what the pronunciation actually is when people speak the name of the planet in game.
As soon as I landed on Nathema, it was like I felt chills. I really did. Cool. It was like, oh man, you're here. You know the story behind this planet, and now you're there. It was amazing.
Awesome. And of course, there's the other planet, Iakath, which I'm sure we'll get to as well. Something to do with the Eternal Fleet or something. No spoilers, because I don't know yet, because I haven't got that far. But anyway, new level cap, level 70. A lot of this stuff we already know, so I won't belabor it. Galactic Command, the Dark versus Light system. Uprisings, we got the 5 only story and veteran modes. That top mode will come later. You can now start at level 65 or level 60 using the tokens, the ones we were given before, and I believe we will get a new one with Kotet. So if you want to just jump straight in level 65, but they will bypass a Kotfi story if you just want to do Kotet on a starter 65 character. So our recommendation, of course, would be start at 60, so all the decisions you make actually carry on through. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with a set of default decisions, which would suck. Now, as we anticipated, you choose your advanced class now at character creation. Now, we were wondering, what about all those people who, for whatever reason, haven't yet actually chosen an advanced class? You'll be prompted in-game to do so after logging in. Every time you log in until you eventually choose. I'm sure some people will still just avoid doing so, but whatever. For everyone else, you will be forced to choose your advanced class at character creation. Oh, and ranked PvP Season 8 has begun. Season 7 ended with Game Update 5.0. All the various prizes are available for purchase from the vendor with the Season 7 tokens. So yes, as they say, go berserk. Now, I assume there is a new tier of... Well, I was about to say there's a new tier of PvP gear, but of course there's not. Because they have taken expertise out of the game. So there is no PvP gear anymore. It's just gear.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we'll talk a bit more about that later. Now, early access is obviously happening. Access for everyone will be Friday, December 2nd, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, whatever that is in your local time zone. I believe it's 3 p.m. GMT for our British friends, 2 a.m. here in Australia on the East Coast. Anyway,
it's usually 1 p.m. GMT.
Is it?
Reset
1
at
p.m.
least. Yeah, reset is usually 1 p.m.
Well, anyway, that's what I... Oh, it could be daylight saving because it's an hour later.
I'm
Maybe.
not sure. No.
Yeah, me either. I'm just going off what they said on the post.
Okay.
Now, Dark versus Light. Alright. Now, the Galactic Command System is obviously active. As already mentioned, you do have to be level 70 to start earning that sweet, sweet Command XP. You've got your new Command, Galactic Command menu and all of the interface, which you can get to by Control-G by default. Pretty much do everything. There is a highlighted activity, as in like Galactic Starfighter or something that for that week, or for every day there'll be a new highlighted activity. If it wasn't bugged, it would mean that when you do that particular activity, you would get more Command XP. But it's bugged, and should hopefully be fixed soon. In fact, there will be a maintenance on Saturday to fix that, maybe, and various other things that have also gone wrong.
Yeah, currently, before the show started, the war zones were highlighted as the bonus. And we got a tip earlier that war zones were given pretty good command XP, so I decided to run some before the show started.
Right.
And the first one I got was just a normal kill war zone for arena. And for a loss, unfortunately, it was given 495 to 530. And I got into a Void Star in 1, and it was given 662 command XP for a win. With the bonus, I don't know what that's going to look like, but not too bad. I mean, you can knock out a bunch of war zones in a day, so that should get you pretty far.
Indeed. All right, Jill, how you looking? How you traveling?
Looks okay. I don't know why it rebooted on me for no reason last time. When I came back up, you probably saw me come up briefly a couple minutes ago, and I have no idea why it just gave me the Windows 10 blue screen that says you are rebooting. Do I sound okay? Because I sound like crap.
It's the same as it was.
Okay, I tested it. Let me go back to Firefox then.
Okay.
I was having problems with my internet service provider for a while where my internet was just dropping off and then coming back. And there's no way for them to actually troubleshoot that. You know, they'll send a guy out. The guy came out to my house and he was looking at the internet cable or the coax, and he tested it. He was like, "This is the first house I've been in where there's zero noise in the line." I was like, that's what I keep trying to tell the damn customer service folks on when I'm talking to them. I was like, it's not in my house. It's outside somewhere. But unfortunately, the problem that I'm having could span miles, and it could be a repeater or box or somewhere else miles away from my house that's causing the problem. So when I call maintenance out, they only check within the first couple poles. So hopefully somebody else has reported it and fixed it, because right now it's working. So that must have been what happened. But I don't know. Yeah, I hate my internet service provider.
Oh, so do I.
Ours is actually pretty good, to be honest.
How do I sound now?
Great.
Well, I don't know. That's so far so good. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Right. Of course, this is back on Firefox, so hopefully, nope. And now it's controlling my microphone again. God
Yeah, but
damn
it sounds good.
No, it won't. It won't sound. I'll become basically mute essentially.
Kill me.
It's gonna fuck. All right. Do I even have IE on this anymore? I probably do.
Well, are you Windows 10? You've got Edge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Edge.
why the fuck not? Give it a shot.
Where the hell is it? I took it off the bar because I didn't.
Use use Cortana or that sort of thing.
I shut Cortana down. I went to the
shut
folder
that
where
down
it was
too
at.
long, but
I changed the name. No, I changed the name of the folder, stopped it in my task manager. As soon as I hit stop, I hit save on the folder, and that way I didn't know where to go back to pick up Cortana again, because you can't stop it any other way. So you have to trick it to not do it, basically.
Got to say, these AIs are still pretty dumb as far as things goes.
I'll try
I've got
this
the Google Assistant with my new Google Pixel phone. And
the only Cortana I like is in Halo.
Indeed. Shave the bird's nest off. It's growing into the mic and PC. Oh yeah, I'll make all this crap go away in terms of just the breaking up and everything else, but... where were we? Alright, let's talk about the whole exploit thing. Now, talking about Command XP, before Game Update 5.0 went live, they actually took the time to warn us about exploits. Now, an exploit is anything that you're doing in the game that gives you more rewards than you probably should get. That means there's something wrong. And now, if you encounter something like this, what you're supposed to do, firstly, do not test it yourself, because that could potentially get you in trouble. And if you're doing it yourself and to discover it, stop doing it. Don't just keep doing it just to see if it's a thing. Send a private message to Eric Musco or Tate Watson on the forums with as many details as you can put in. Don't make it a public post, because that would be silly. Submit an in-game bug report / bug will work, or just use the regular interface. And if you happen to hear about as I mentioned, if you happen to hear about it from someone else, don't try it yourself. Because if they do take action, as we've discovered previously, you will be caught in the crossfire, as it were. Now, the reason I'm bringing all this up is because with Command XP, there's so many different ways of getting it. They're sure to have screwed something up. And yes, they have. Pretty much straight away, they discovered that the planetary missions button in the Galactic Command interface would just auto-complete a bunch of missions and just grant Command XP. So yeah, they disabled that.
Oh, no.
And yeah, a whole lot of people were very nicely reporting this to BioWare, which is what you're supposed to do. So all is well. No action has been taken against anyone because they caught it fast enough. So anyway, the moral of the story is do not exploit. If you do discover one or hear about one, report it to BioWare immediately. And the kind of action they will take is they'll reset your character's command rank back to 1. They will strip all gear or items earned through Galactic Command, and the standard terms of service actions that they will take, including permanent ban. So yeah, don't exploit, kids. It's bad. And they're being very proactive about this, so I suspect they're just going to come down really hard. And given the way the system works now, I suspect they've made it fairly easy of them to just strip everything off a character if they have to.
The best thing about this, when I saw this first on Twitter, was that it was a preemptive strike in my mind of you will not exploit, that they've learned from their mistakes in the past to put this out there to tell people we're serious about this, because it does involve gear and possibly overpowering somebody else because of exploits that you're taking. And I was just really happy to see this post come out pre 5.0 that they will take action if things are happening versus the months in the past that they took to take action on other things after it's been reported. So I was definitely happy to see this.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's keep wading through the patch notes. They talked about the command rank bar, earns a character command galactic command level, command crate. Each command crate, as we know, a random unmodded outfit piece or weapon, random gear piece fully modded with a chance of having a set bonus, random chance to get a crew skill schematic, and a chance of getting Java scraps, a rank 5 or 6 companion gift, or a rep item. Nice. So anyway, as those command crates start raining from the sky, yeah, just by earning that command XP, and of course that is the only way to get gear. Just to reiterate, if you just rejoin the game after a long time, at level 70, the only way to get gear is command XP and command crates. Okay, we've got the replayable chapters now. You can do that through the launcher, and that's where you also choose your difficulty, though as you're going through a chapter you can drop the difficulty. Like at the moment it's just story and veteran, master is coming, but if you started off at veteran and as Kuze discovered it's kind of hard, you can always drop it down to story. Not that he ever would, but if you just want to get through it, you can always do that.
I'm gonna keep dying through until I waste millions of credits on repair bills until I get through it.
Excellent. You can set the default preference, as in story or veteran, in your preferences, and you can also change it via the drop down on the chapter launcher window.
Well, I might have to add here that with the veteran that I thought I was pretty good geared. My character's getting 224. I'm doing pretty well for a starter. But veteran is brutal. I was one of those who thought, I can do it, it's not a problem.
How hard can it be, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, I've cleared Revan. Seriously, I can do anything. But this is hard. You cannot just jump into it and think you can clear all of it.
Well,
It
kudos to
will take
BioWare
work.
for doing a good job with that then. That
Yes.
is what people were hoping
Definitely.
for, because story is just, well, easy, man.
Story
Excellent.
is still very easy. That is for you to enjoy the story.
Yes.
But as soon as you go to veteran, that is for testing your skills.
That's a fact,
Good.
and I don't mind the dying over and over again. To me, it's a challenge. It's something that I can overcome it, and I'm fine with it. I'm not going to be one of those
Yeah,
people
me
who
too.
post in the forum saying it's too hard. I can't do it. It's, if I wanted to see the story, I would just go ahead and do story mode. But unfortunately, I'm stubborn, and I'm going to try to fight through veteran. I was in 208. Anywhere with this character I was going through now, I was between 208s and 220s. So I wasn't even at 224s, and I just got hard stopped. So I had to level my character that is defaulted to you. I leveled them up a little bit because I have tons of gifts. That's fine. And I leveled my gear up through crafting. So I'm taking advantage of other parts of the system to try to get past this stopping point that I'm at. And I think that's what it's about. Use the parts of the game that you can to strengthen yourself to get past things that you're stopped at, and I'm enjoying myself even though I'm dying over and over again. That's enjoyable. Sounds weird, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jill, how are we
I
looking?
agree.
Can you hear me okay? I could not get it to go with Edge, so I'm back on Google Chrome. If it starts to
good?
fuzz out, okay. If I do
Okay.
start to fuzz out, it won't matter because I tested the Audacity file,
And it's
and
okay?
when you guys said the Audacity file, when you guys are saying I sounded horrible, it sounded normal on
Excellent.
Audacity. So it's
That's-
just the Hangout.
Thank God, Jill. Thank God.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right. So where the
So
hell
if
are
you go
we?
staticky, we're just going to plow
I was
on.
thinking that's what it was.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so what I think we'll do is we'll finish the news, and then you can do your week.
Okay.
Give us a tip intro. I've already done the tips. Announce
Okay.
the winner of the tips. Announce the news.
Okay.
And then we'll do the feedback.
All right.
All right.
What page are we on?
Great. That'll
Page
give me time to
8.
use the bathroom.
What's that?
Nothing.
Where's the page numbers?
Being unprofessional.
Actually.
Oh, okay. Just search for. We're basically up to replayable chapters, chapter difficulties.
Okay, I see chapter difficulty as a heading.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you.
All right, so we just talked through that. And next. Now, they did mention that all reference to old difficulty names have been updated to be consistent. So it is Story, Veteran, and Master. That means no more Nightmare Mode. Presumably, it is now Master Mode. And Hard Mode is now Veteran Mode. And Story is still Story. So anyway, that applies to chapters, uprising, flashpoints, and operations. There you go. The currency conversion of crystals, common, glowing, radiant, and Warzone comms, and Season 6 comms, that has all occurred, as in they have disappeared from your inventory. You will not get the credits. Well, it's a bit inconsistent, actually. Some people have got the credits, and the rest will get it during maintenance on Saturday.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and remember, is a maximum of 2 million credits. Not that you can do anything about it now. Hopefully use something like our calculator, which let you work out if you're over the cap. But yes, so credits will come. Now, apparently something obviously went wrong. If you have a given character who hasn't logged in since 5.0, they did do a mini maintenance. So after that, you will get credits when you log in. But everyone else who had already logged into Game Update 5.0 since launch, but before that maintenance, you will not receive credits until Saturday. Anyway, that's how it works. So don't panic. If you thought you were going to get a bunch of credits and you haven't yet, you will get them. Let's see. They've done a bunch of engine optimizations. There's apparently something to improve the fidelity of facial expressions. You do have to switch your graphical improvement to high shader to actually get that working.
They're giving my character wrinkles in her forehead.
Oh no, that must mean she's
Frowns in her forehead now.
frowny face. Oh no. Now, apparently combat in large population scenes runs significantly faster. So this was an ongoing problem, and certainly was one of the reasons that open world PvP on Ilum back in the beginning of the game was a big schmozzle, because you have too many characters in one spot, the game just ground to a halt. So apparently that's all been significantly improved, just across the board performance enhancements. So I've got to say, I didn't really notice anything myself, but then I wasn't really experiencing any difficulties generally.
I can feel the difference.
That's
both in
good.
graphics and in the engine. So
Excellent.
I think it's better, but you can still feel there's lag, but I think it's more due to, like with the HK mission when that came online, that everyone is going to do it at the same time, and then it just overloads the servers with population instead. I think that's what people can feel at the moment.
Okay. Yep.
But
Yeah.
in
So
general,
once things
I can
normalize
feel
a
the
bit.
optimization.
One thing I forgot to check was, I know in the past, before I changed out my graphics card to a new one, was the shadows were on high. And once I bumped that down to whatever medium was or whatever else, my latency and frames per second went up. So I haven't checked if they reset it with 5.0 because I got a new graphics card and whatever else. So I'll go in there and take a look to see if that maybe will help out with late. But I don't know if that's going to help out with that. It could. It did in the past.
There is
Maybe.
actually a little tip as well I can give here. Something I experienced myself for a very, very long time. I ran with AMD and was actually okay with it, and kept saying it shouldn't be a problem because I had really massive hardware from AMD. Then I upgraded to an Intel CPU. I still run AMD graphics card, but an Intel CPU, and it improved my FPS like crazy in this game.
Wow.
Mm.
Solely because you can feel it's optimized for Intel instead of AMD.
In theory, they should work the same way. I think Intel just make better chips, to be honest. I know a lot of people like AMD.
There's a lot
but-
of discussions about it, but it's just so people know that if they have issues with this game, that might be a cause.
Go to Intel. Sure. All right, let's keep going. Again, we're not touching everything in the patch notes. We're really just hitting highlights as we go. The number of character slots have been increased. So 52 slots for premium players, that's subscribers. 26 slots for preferred, 22 slots for free to play. No, you don't just get those character slots. You do have to buy them beyond the base ones. So anyway, that's just how many characters you can end up with if you're willing to spend the cut or coins or credits on the additional character slots.
there was a slight thing when I read that. I was like, oh, 52. Oh, never mind. That's not. They're just telling me I can go up to 52. But just
Yes.
for a very small, brief moment, I thought I was going to get an increase. And that's not the case. I know better than that, but for some reason I was hoping.
All right, now they shifted vendors around a bit, so the data crystal vendors are obviously gone because we don't have data crystals, but the mod vendors are still there and they will sell mods for credits.
Yes.
Yep.
Very worthwhile,
Now,
actually.
the gear vendors in the supply section of both fleets have been replaced with dark and light vendors, featuring new rewards from the dark versus light system. Yahoo! The gear vendors in the combat training section, who were selling the PvP gear, of both fleets have been replaced with a new access point for uprisings, heroics, and ranked PvP vendors. Okay. And heroic terminals on both fleets have been moved to the combat training section of the fleets. So they used to be in supplies, but now they are in combat training. So just in case you're looking, where the hell is it? That's where they've gone. And they have increased the amount of dark and light side points to reach the various levels on dark and light side for each character. That's a bit of a pain. So if you were Dark 5, I guess not so much. And yes, they have updated your location on the alignment bar. So, oh well, you've got work to do. But since the whole dark versus light system is here now, I assume it's easier to earn dark and light side points.
Mm-hmm.
So, just regarding Chill's mic, yes, we know he may be crackly. Apparently his recording's okay, so we're just going to plow on as best we can. Skipping. Now, I was a bit surprised to see that we now have 4 tiers of utilities. We've got Skillful, Masterful, Heroic, and Legendary.
Yes.
And 8 utility points will be granted level 70. I noticed at level 65 you should have roughly 7. You should have 7. So yes, just make sure you set your utilities, because it looks like they've all been reset. At least they had on my saw as I was playing through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of changes.
And visit your trainer, which is something I haven't also forgot to do, or pull out your Dr. Ogorub and train up, because there's a good chance, because they've done all this screwing around with abilities, that you may have to retrain something or other. Now, crafting, everything's been upgraded, as we knew would happen. New skill cap is 600, there's now grade 10 mat schematics missions. New harvesting nodes, you will find the grade 10 ones in the Zakulan Swamp and the Zakul cities, alongside the grade 9 harvesting nodes, which was kind of painful. And if you had added a new planet or two BioWare, you could have actually put the nodes in there, but oh well.
I'm glad you said that.
Well.
Yeah.
Now, Star Fortress I and the Eternal Championship have both been basically brought up to level 70 and are bolstered to level 70. So yes, you can do them at 65 now, and you'll be bolstered to level 70. So I haven't actually seen if the rewards are updated. I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll find out. High priority target mode operations. One operation was highlighted each week, and if you did that, you got the chance to get the Nightmare gear, or Master gear now. That doesn't happen anymore, so that's all gone. The best we have is the highlighted activity in Galactic Command. So if you do that, you'll get more Command XP that day, when they fix a bug, because it's not working at the moment. But they will, of course. Updated the interface, we already talked about that. So Galactic Command UI, and includes the ability to travel to planetary missions, including heroic and daily area missions, as well as story mode flashpoints. Quickly and simultaneously queue for flashpoints, uprisings, war zones, operations, and GSF matches. So does that mean they have replaced Group Finder? I haven't actually fired it up myself.
It's
In a way.
Or is it only if you're level 70?
Both UIs are still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So earlier when I was testing out the PvP matches to see how much Command XP they were giving, I queued up through the Command Galactic Interface UI, which is pretty cool. It has moving elements to it and everything else. It's really nice. But if you look down at your mini map where you used to use, where the PvP icon was at, it was flashing, letting me know that I was queued. So I queued through the Galactic Command, but it was still triggered in the normal through the normal way.
So it's like a front end to it. It's not
yeah, I think it's
replacing
all
it.
right.
It's just okay. And you
Yeah,
can do all
where
this stuff simultaneously, which is nice.
it was the
Right.
same with the uprising for me, exactly the
Oh,
same.
really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because they can't, unless they're going to make that window available to everybody before 70, they can't get rid of the other ones. Which to me, it doesn't. I guess you could turn off elements of that system, the Galactic Command, maybe gaining levels. Why would you develop all of that, this beautiful interface, and then force people to use the old-fashioned stuff until they reach level 70, and then you use that? That
Well,
seems
in
weird. Why wouldn't you
theory,
just allow everybody to use
in
it?
theory, yeah, they should be able to do that because before I hit level 70 and I open up the Galactic Command, the uprising was just grayed out, so you couldn't
Everything, yeah.
activate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all the other stuff you could use, so that
Well,
could
okay.
be the deal.
Right.
I was thinking everything was grayed out, but that might be the case. I'd have to look at it again.
Now,
For me,
public
it was
service
just the
announcement
uprising
from
because it was leveled up.
Jekion. If you click your character, you'll see a select flare option. That's via the context menu. If you've completed the 8 stories, you can change your picture frame. So
Yes.
they do mention this. Player flare is a thing, and you can earn new flares for your character's portrait, which presumably other players will see when they click on you and
Yes,
have you
they
highlighted
will.
as a
Very
target
cool.
player.
You'll
So, yeah,
basically
awesome.
look like a champion mob.
Yeah. Let's see. Command, stash, yada yada. Galactic alignment. Alright, so miscellaneous stuff. Legendary quality items are now denoted by a gold frame and text color instead of dark indigo purple, which are kind of difficult to read apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And tooltips have been made more opaque to increase legibility in situations. Lots of text may be displayed behind the tooltip, like vendors, so that's nice. They've added a new enhanced default GUI layout. Before you start messing with your own in the interface editor, they've just added a new one, which is enhanced. Might give that a try and maybe tailor that with the interface editor. We'll see. And that's given to new level 65 characters. And now, of course, when you create a character in the character select screen, you can either start at level 1, level 60 for Codfee, and level 65 for Cotet. Under items and economy, they do mention expertise has been removed from the game. All items that had expertise, it's just gone, completely gone. Expertise color crystals are now mastery color crystals. And those unassembled gear tokens just across the board, we were wondering what would they do with them? And the answer is they will convert them into credits. And the amount of credits you get will be equivalent to a purchased item of that rating. So if you did trade it in and you vended the item, that's how many credits you'll get for the unassembled gear token. So
With the color crystals, I was hoping that people were selling all the expertise fairly cheap on the GTN before 5.0 dropped, because we didn't know what the priority stats were going to be in 5.0. So I decided to pick up all the very low priced expertise crystals of various colors, and I currently have them in my legacy bank. So, hopefully my gamble will pay off where mastery is one of the primary crystals to have, because I'll be able to turn around and sell those for a little bit more than what I bought them for. That's for sure. Hopefully.
All right, let's see. Nearly done, everyone. Nearly done, believe it or not. But remember, we're going to go through the class changes probably in subsequent shows.
Right.
Now, they've apparently updated tutorials, which were, got to admit, kind of bad, just in terms of the way they trickled out abilities. I haven't tried it myself, so I don't know how much better they are. I don't know. I would recommend you just start with everything. Why
I don't use them.
deliberately have abilities taken away from you just so you don't get overwhelmed? But anyway, if you do want to give it a shot, maybe for people who never played the game before, it would be useful. Don't know. Mission credit income, including for heroic and bonus missions, has been reduced for players in a group. Now remember, there had been this ongoing thing where if you were doing this in a group, it seemed to multiply. Like for 2 people, you get twice as much. 4 people, 4 times as much, or whatever it is. Now you will get a bonus that is 10% per extra player in the group. So yeah, that gravy train has been derailed and is now in flames. So yes, just consider that. We already talked about that. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the patch notes. Let's talk about the known issues. Crew skills are missing from the crew skills UI, and the workaround is to open the crew skills window with the hotkey, which is B by default, in order to populate. So if the UI is empty, that's how you do it. Now, some legacy abilities are working. If you log out, they'll come back when you log back in again. And as mentioned, the highlighted activities like the command are not working, while not granting the bonus. So it's kind of crap, but they will fix that. In fact, the maintenance, as I mentioned, is on Saturday, and a lot of that will be actioned, including a problem with the Battle of Odessen, which is the last chapter in Codfee. There's a point, it looks like, where you get stuck and you just cannot proceed at the moment. So if you're playing through Codfee again, it could be a bit, well, impossible until they fix this on Saturday. You may notice at the moment you can actually customize your Shay Vizsla. Now, as you know, a lot of the companions that they introduce in Codfee and in Codet as well, you cannot customize them. You can just use the customization thing, but not put gear on them. You can't dress them up as you like, which I've got to admit it's a bit terrible, but sure, okay. But yeah, at the moment you can dress Shay, and as you can with your old regular class companions, but that is a bug and they will fix it and you'll get your gear returned to you.
Okay.
Enjoy dressing your Space Shay Vizsla Barbie. It's just a limited time thing. Alright, now,
Are we
given
going to
all
talk
the
about
screwing
the
around...
Arkan fight bug?
That's what I think that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Did you try it, Jill, just recently?
I did. I went through that, and actually I did not have an issue with it, so I'm not sure what triggers the bug, but it apparently doesn't happen every
Was
time
that
for everyone.
pre-5.0?
Yeah, this is chapter 16, I believe.
Yeah, this bug has apparently only turned up with Game Update 5.0.
Yes, but I just did it this 3 days ago, so yeah, it was post 5.0 anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like 2-3 days ago.
Not everyone then. Alright,
Yeah.
Aleva, I think we're just going to leave this story about the Unreal 4 engine again.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's
Alright,
fine.
anyway, that is Coted. I hope you're all enjoying it. And I certainly intend to play through as much as I can before the next week's show. Maybe get to Chapter 9, but I'm glad there's some meaty content. Just remember, don't be in such a hurry to get through it. Enjoy the journey, people, because we're not getting another one until the next expansion. So, yeah.
All right.
And that's the news.
Excellent. All right. That brings us to the first feedback where your tweets and emails. And I'll go back. Now we'll go back to the beginning.
Alright, your week.
Right. Okay. Okay, so my week. Well, let me do a well-earned shout-out to the chat room for people who have been hanging in there with our technical issues and so on. All right. So, shout-out to the chat room. Ben B is here. Billy Druid Blaze here as Blacklock Gaming. Born to Eat Bacon. Bert Dave. Darksplat. Darth Brundlefly. Dekion. Demerzel85. Ilion D2. Evans04111. Farseer. Gahana. Gas Guy. Hawk. Hickster. Hupra. Eleva is here. Jedi. I don't know how you pronounce that. Lieb is here. Lieb shows up on my streams quite a bit. Hello, Lieb. Luke Reynolds 96, Morlan, Petman, Arjar, Rokuze is here. Hey Kuze, Sacrifice 2000, Shetman, V2, Siska, Trigp, Zamzam, and X King 5V. Alright, hello everyone. Alright, this week, well, I actually got a lot of gaming in. Just power leveled my new main. That's the idea. The sniper, all the way up. Got through the class story. Then basically immediately got into Kotfi because I was over level 60. That worked really well. Just cranked all those out as much as I could. It took a little longer than I was hoping, but managed to get it done yesterday afternoon, and then I got through the first 3 chapters of Kotet. I really like the new Kotet. They have yet again upped the the cutscene ante, so that's awesome. And some of the characters do look a little different. I heard that Senya looks different, and I think I agree she does. I'm not sure if I exactly find it an improvement, but it's definitely different. She's a little, I don't know, her face looks a little kind of mushy to me. It's definitely different. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that.
She looks more like the cinematic. The newer cinematic.
Did she? I don't know. It looked to me like she was wearing too much makeup. That's what it looked like to me. Yeah, but anyway, I did like the 3 chapters. I liked the little mouse droid. I liked the walkers. For me, it didn't seem very laggy. It worked pretty well. I actually did not know about the little healing areas, so I ran all the way until I managed to get all the way through to where you talk to the 2 guys who are out in the field, which is like right near the end, and I had like 2,000 health. And then I was like, well, how am I going to get, there's still more fights, how am I going to get through this? And then someone in chat said, oh, there are some healing circles you could look for. And it's like, oh, okay. And then I turned the corner, and there was the first one that I had seen. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just stand in this, and they'll heal me all the way back up. So
I thought it was really brilliant made and integrated.
yeah.
It really was. I think that's what the most enjoyable parts that I've played through so far with the chapter is the additional stuff other than just straight killing things, that you have to use your binoculars, you have to, you get to pilot the walker and things like that. Yeah, that's alternative playstyle stuff that they're doing is what I loved in the past with the HK stuff missions were on what was the name of that ship that we were on that you go to for HK 51?
I can't remember.
Theoretica.
Yeah, Theoretica, yes, the Theoretica. That type of stuff and just all of that was just great. I love puzzles and things, so they really worked that in pretty well in the first couple chapters.
Yeah. I did have one sort of semi-major bug in Chapter 3 of Kotet. It didn't give me a cutscene, it just started me in this ship, and which is the gravestone, or kind of the gravestone, but we hadn't seen this part of it before. And then I came to like this door that I did get through a couple of doors, and then there was this door that wouldn't open. I was like, okay, something's weird here. So I logged out and logged back in, and that fixed it. It gave me a cutscene, and then pretty soon I was doing the mouse droid, which I was supposed to do the mouse droid before one of the doors that I actually was able to get through when it was bugged. So if it seems like nothing's working and then all of a sudden you can't get through any doors or anything, just log out and log in, and hopefully that will fix it. So that's actually how I got to the mouse droid, and that was actually pretty fun. I like the mouse droid, and I like the puzzle aspect of it. The fact that you couldn't fight. You have to figure out the sneaky way through. That was cool.
Yeah.
Well, okay, technically you have one ability that's sort of like a combat ability, but but basically it's still a puzzle more than it is a like a fighting game like the Walker was. So yeah, I'm really enjoying Kotet. Good stuff. All right, that will bring us to the tip of the week, and we have 3 tips this week. And Tio, start us off.
Excellent. All right, and the winner is, well, you can see.
Right. And by random allotment, the winner is Kiosp. Congratulations, Kiosp. You're the winner of a Tonfun or M83 Droid pet code, courtesy of BioWare, and a new OotiniCast provided Cartel Market Pack from the latest shipment. And if you'd like a chance to win the same, please send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com by next Wednesday. And that will bring us to the holo feed. Tio?
Now, I'm wondering... Oh, whoops. I'm
So
wondering
weird to do that
whether
on the
I
air.
should actually read the feedback. Just for... Even though the recording is fine.
Just for the live
I
audiences,
don't know.
sure.
There isn't that much of it. No, you'll be right.
Okay. Yes, they're giving me a droid name, CH1L.
CH1L, yes.
Yeah, so if that starts showing up on Twitter but you only listen to the regular podcast, that's why. It's because my voice is modulating on the live show. The live show is fun, and it's definitely different than the final.
Editing this
final
is
version.
it's going to destroy me.
All right, let me find. Okay, Michael by. Let me start that again. Michael Butler writes, sorry if I was confusing last week, but that was a picture of framed A3 posters of classic Star Wars comic covers and panels. And that was the that one. Okay.
Actually, looking at it more carefully, yeah, they do seem a little meaty for actual comics. So, nice. Actually, I think I saw some of these on display in a local shop, now I think about it. Cool. If only I was into comics.
Let's see. Bill wrote in, I found the spacebar worked exactly the same for non-Force users in Kotfi.
Talking about the how the whole Kotfi story wasn't really suited to Force users, but yes, our old friend Bill. How can you spacebar Kotfi and Kotet? That completely defeats the purpose of the whole story.
I can halfway understand coffee, but Kotet has been great so far. If you're spacebarring through that, you just need slapped. Slap yourself, Bill.
Alright, Blay wrote in, new companions, non-class story in Kotet. Are you relighting my hopes of getting Valen as a companion?
Wow. You know, I think
Valen
that's
as a
a tad
companion.
unlikely.
That is, yeah, that's pretty out there. And Blay continues, good job reading out my email. It was very lengthy and complete. You should have read the end first.
Now, Blay was actually correct. Remember, he wrote us a treatise about whether Guard was now a ability for all of those advanced classes, not just a particular tanking discipline, and he was right.
Very nice.
If we get Valen as a companion, can we put a shock collar on her like that had in the beginning? That'd be great.
I don't
So
think
it's
it
hit
would
this button
train
every
her.
single time.
Joe wrote in, so I went on SWTOR.com and saw they now have 3 difficulty levels. I quit because it was too easy. Did this fix it?
Well, as you will have heard, yes, even though we don't get our 3rd master level for Uprisings and the chapters until January, Veteran, the intermediate mode, is clearly kind of challenging, which
Yeah.
is what you want. Now, note, this only applies to the Kotfi and Kotet chapters, that you can actually change the difficulty. The gameplay prior to that, in the regular class stories and Shadow of Raven and all the rest, is pretty much the same. And they did sort of ease things up a bit, so it will be easier than probably when you first played through, maybe. But yes,
And I
also
think that-
Uprisings, and will have these difficulties.
And people are definitely gonna be able to blow through this fairly easily. The true masters of their class, but I think the variance between the classes will be a huge difference in going through this, as we talked about before. Like my healing commando is having a tough time, but your Juggernaut tank may be able to blow through it. So if you're having trouble on one character, maybe try one of your other alts that you have to try to get through it on veteran mode to see if you can do it through that way.
Okay.
All right. Tiber wrote in regarding the Dark versus Light Legend achievement level. Started about a month ago. That was a lot of work. Never rolling an alt again.
Well done, mate, and congratulations to everyone who actually got to a legend.
Very
Really
nice.
Clever, in fact.
Yes, not that you can tell anymore, but yes, you got there.
Indeed.
I still think that was a weird decision. Do you think they'll go back on it?
I hope that they give them some sort of. So I went through and got Eternal. I don't really care. I do like seeing my my number and my achievements. I like gaining that number or making it higher throughout, my gameplay, of course. When they reset the achievements for Dark versus Light, I don't really care too much because I didn't hit Legendary and I didn't see that 100% there. But I really do feel for those folks who got 100% and they took those points away, they took the achievements away. Now, if they were able to give them some sort of Season 1 achievement, you completed everything, here's 100%, and you get the prestige points as well, that could help out. But yeah, that was just a really weird decision. Sometimes it really makes me wonder, are they true gamers? I know that they play games and I know that they play SWTOR and stuff like that, but sometimes maybe you can't see the forest through the trees, type thing, because they should know that was going to really get to completionist and gamers at the heart, that you take away their achievements and their 100% is now 0. And it's a little ridiculous, I think.
Yeah, it just seems strange to me. I was even talking about it on my stream. It's like, the whole point of the achievement system is that you can only go forward, you can't go back, and it lets you know like what you've done in the game, what you haven't.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to reset any of this stuff.
Yeah. Then it's not an achievement; it's a marker.
Yeah, it's right. I could see, if people had accidentally gotten achievements that they weren't supposed to get, and there was a bug or whatever, and you roll some of that back. But to roll back things that were legitimately gained doesn't make any sense.
And, well, what they should do is just, if they're going to do this, they should just hide those achievements. Make them invisible or just remove them from the UI if they're going to do it this way. But yeah, I do kind of agree. They should have kept them. If they're going to do a version 2 of the DVL event, so be it. Do a version 2, but have the original ones there.
Right, the original one should be there in like a frozen box.
Archive.
An archive section. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
And grant the prestige points, possibly, because that, there's a number there that correlates to those achievements. So, somehow or another give those back to them.
Yeah. Alberto writes, I am saddened that the 30-day subscription for cartel coins is not a thing yet, for my guild is made out of Latinos, and I have a lot of them, and a lot of them don't have credit cards due to their country's laws, so many in the community sell the subs to them for in-game credits. The coin sub would be a great way to get more people from South America and other places, but they said not yet. We'll have to wait then. P.S. I will go to San Diego Comic-Con and bug them on this again. Yes, again, I said. Way to go, Alberto.
Yeah, Ben Irving was very clear about that, but
he was, but so I talked. I mean, I was maybe too pleasant, but I mean, I definitely asked him further questions about it. Even after he had given a fairly lengthy explanation, I still asked, well, okay, why do you think this won't work for SWTOR? I do think it will work for SWTOR, and Alberto makes a good point. There are gamers across the world who don't have the same access to the same sorts of payment systems that we take for granted in the U.S. And
so he made an
Australia.
argument against that, partly to economy. If you're controlling the price of this item through an additional vendor or additional type of maybe an alternate type GTN or vendor or whatever else where you can post that item and it's a set amount, or maybe even a set amount on the GTN, it's already defaulted to a certain price. You can control that price for that item, and if you see that the economy is inflated and it's rising, maybe you can rise the price, that default price of that item up to a certain amount. If they were that tuned to the economy for each server or whatever else, they should be able to circumvent that economy argument. But
I don't think they have to worry about. I don't think they have to
me.
worry about the economy, or even a credit level of it, because I think that would fluctuate naturally, and I think if the subscription cartel item got too far away in price from the money value of some of the other things on the cartel market, then I think it would just sort of naturally come back into, it would come back to a more natural level.
Yeah.
If it's more popular and it goes for a little more based on its cartel coin value, then people will buy them until the price goes down, basically.
Let the free market decide, basically.
Well, the funny thing is that a person actually has to give real money for that item.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, they're getting their cost. Yeah. But I mean, and they can evaluate as it goes on. But ultimately, they're getting real money for that.
You do set the price you put it for on the GTN, so it's not like you're going to get ripped off somehow. It's your decision.
Right.
Yep. All right. Tarko wrote in, please have Ivlon on the show again at some point. Would love to hear his thoughts on the music of Kotet.
Oh, the music is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I will certainly get in touch with Ivlon and see if we can make that happen.
I would love that. Tiedra of the Harbinger writes, this is Tiedra from the Harbinger server, and I found out something tonight that I thought you all would enjoy. I was heading to the fleet to learn my new recipes for my cybertech today when I noticed a very interesting little glitch. My Sith juggernaut is the Headless Horseman. And, yep, Tiedra has pictures to prove it. Running around with no head.
As well.
The armor's all there.
The glitch that happens if the person is lying on the floor, it happened to my companion in one of the chapters. So it lies on the floor like that.
Let's see. I got to looking, and it was only happening when I stopped moving, and my head is actually in my armpit. but I couldn't get a decent screenshot to show how messed up that looks.
Oh, wow. What a terrible, terrible screen.
And then Sukai likewise had the same issue. And then another screenshot. Wow, and so did our old friend Dark. Wow, so it is common. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. That's pretty funny.
I noticed everyone who's sent us screenshots were on an animal mount when this was happening. Like a Tauntaun, one of the new ones.
It might be that issue.
Yeah. That's a coincidence.
But it happened to my character, you know, on the first chapter of Voss, you know, where you get to the bridge and it explodes and you land on the floor. There it happened.
Oh, and you had no head. You blew your head off.
And then it happened to my companion as well, who lied on the floor. So maybe it's just the floor and the creature mounts.
That's right. And Kuze, you wrote in, I wonder if I'm the only one left with these old Ilum PvP quests, and you sent in a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
So, are those just left over from the old days that you never got rid of, or what?
So I had a character that I used, my very first tune that was on Shadowlands. Before all of this, before the first server mergers, this was my first tune. I was joined up with the initial guild creation thing that BioWare was doing before the game launched.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a avid listener of podcasts, so I decided to search for Switch War podcasts, and I found you guys in the early teens, I believe. And I switched over to where you guys were on the Space Lug and started playing with you guys for the longest time. And I left this character over there in Shadowlands. Well, I brought him back over here when the cartel price went down for character transfers, and when I brought him back over, I noticed, I was like, holy crap, I still have Ilum PvP quests on there. And I thought to myself, I can't delete these, because when you're in a group with somebody, you really have to share those unique and odd quests to everybody. Similar to what you would do in World of Warcraft. You would share that stupid quest, and they would think it was like the one that they needed. So I need to level this tune up and get him into operations and stuff. So when everybody's sharing the daily quest or whatever else, I can pop those out there and share them with them. But I couldn't delete them, so they're still sitting there. But the reason why I looked for them is because before 5.0 dropped, they said, okay, everything's going to reset. So I went through all of my tunes to see what quests that they had, and I noticed that those are on there and took a screenshot of them and posted them on Twitter.
Funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Wow.
And what's funny is the experience and everything else is updating with it as well. Because that wouldn't have been the experience that you would have gotten, in vanilla in SWTOR. That would have gained you like almost 20 levels right there. So it's funny that the tooltip's updated.
Very nice. All right. And was there anything else, Gio, that we needed to do?
Oh, I don't think so. This is going to be hard enough to stitch together, so
Yeah.
let's just wrap
Ah,
up.
we didn't even get to talk about
We didn't what?
coffee at all, really. Yes.
All right, then that's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Harbinger server, or in our
Utini Rage
Guild on the Empire side, do /C join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to OotiniCast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast. You can find contact details for all of us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe to us using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Go to OotiniCast.com/live to find out how to join in. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. Thank you to the chat room, and thank you to Kuze and Eleva.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, CH1L. That was awesome. All right, guys.
Utini
keep it recording.
Rage.
We haven't done that in a long time, so I figured I'd try.
I know, do it live, yeah. Just Utini Rage. I'm curious. I'm actually doing this right now because I'm curious if it'll robot it out and what it'll sound like on YouTube.
Yeah,
Did you
we'll have
ever-
to go back and check? All right.
I don't think you found. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know if it's okay to shout yourself out, but I was just wondering if anyone was interested. I have like a shitload of highlights from the last 2 days of Kotet. If anyone wants to check them out,
Cool.
you can check them out on my channel.
Could you message me some links, specific links, or should I just point them at your channel? Or whatever?
Well, they're all under videos. It's the latest highlights I've made. Otherwise, they can be found on my YouTube as well.
Okay, no worries.
You bet.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. We'll be back for more Kotet goodness, hopefully, and probably more revelations about what's coming next. No, probably not. Maybe a little Life Day. We'll find out more about Life Day because they're doing something different. All right, everyone. Yeah, see you next week. May the force be with you. Or serve you well.
Later, everyone.